On NFL Live, we're going to take you through a packed day of classes with some of those tight ends. We've got Economics 303 with Kyle Pitts, the newly minted $50 million man himself. Then a little Midwestern philosophy where Bears tight end Colston Loveland will tell you about his expectations for his quarterback entering year 3. Then it's on to anatomy and physiology with the 49ers' George Kittle before Chemistry 101, where TJ Hawkinson will tell you about how things are coming together in the Vikings quarterback competition. You will be better educated after today's edition of NFL Live. I'm Dan Graziano, sitting down here next to Kimberly Martin. We got Booger McFarland with us today. We're going to get into everything that went down at Tight End University. But first, let's get into the big news from yesterday. The NFL announced it is not going to hold a supplemental draft this year. What that means is Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, who had applied for entry into the supplemental draft, will not be eligible to enter the league in 2026. NFL sent Sorsby a letter explaining their decision to deny his petition. That letter read in part, quote, "The league has not conducted such a draft for several years, and prior to your submission, league had no plans to do so this year, as no other player has sought entry. Your petition, filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide a basis for the league to alter those plans. The issues presented by your petition are too significant and too closely tied to the league's core integrity interests to permit meaningful review within the timeline presented." Sorsby's attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, gave the following statement to ESPN's Pete Thamel, quote, "It is a violation of the CBA and the law. We will pursue this immediately with the NFLPA." So lots to unpack on this situation. I think by now most people know what the issues are here. Brendan Sorsby and the gambling issues that resulted in all of his trouble with the NCAA carrying over into this. Kimberly, what more can you tell us about this decision? What went into it?
I think that statement by the NFL, I think a lot of legalese, but I think the NFL clearly was sending a message. If you read that letter, the 2 words that stood out to me, Dan Booger, were accountability and integrity, and understanding this is a kid who hasn't made it to the NFL, but the NFL is very clear about its rules about gambling. But more so than that, the NFL is saying, listen, there's so much to unpack in terms of the NCAA investigation. We don't have time. We didn't have enough time to get through that investigation in time for a supplemental draft, which is not even a foregone conclusion. The NFL can decide every year whether to have that or not. So right now, this story is far from over, but right now it's clear that he doesn't have a lot of options when it comes to playing right now.
You know what's amazing to me is as soon as this whole idea of a supplemental draft came up, we forgot about the addiction and we forgot about the rehab. And we went straight to, man, I can't wait till he gets in the NFL. Who's going to give up a 2nd-round pick or a 3rd-round pick? And, you know, the thing to me is that the one thing from a league standpoint that you can't have even a shadow of a doubt about is whether the games are being played fairly. We all hear the rumors about, man, there goes the fix. Is the fix in? You can't have that question out there. And those are on social media. But as far as the NFL, they could not bring Brendan Sorsby in and have that hanging over their head right now. And I think the statement by the NFL where it says we didn't have enough time. Other words, we don't have enough time to go back and dig into all these thousands of bets that you made and see when you made them, how you made them, who you made them with. And on top of that, is there more to it? I think the NFL made the right decision, guys. And if you're in the Brendan Sorsby camp, think about this. Okay, you're not allowed in the National Football League right now. You may be allowed in the National Football League soon, maybe next year. But for right now, go back and work on your addiction. Go back and get your mental health straight. Get your physical health straight. We've seen guys miss the last year of their career. Jamar Chase, one of the Bosa brothers, guys like that, Michael Parsons. We've seen guys miss their last season and be top 10 NFL picks. So if you're Sorsby, all is not lost. But I do think, guys and ladies, that the NFL make the right decision right now.
Yeah, the end of that letter, the league says, you know, they recommend he focus on getting ready for the 2027 draft. So obviously that could be an option that's open to him. But to Boog's point, he might not be able to play in the meantime. Can't play in college.
Right.
Can't play in the NFL. What are his options?
I literally asked that same question, Dan, to a GM yesterday, and he wrote back the CFL with a shrug emoji. The CFL, though, it's or that season's already
started already, yes.
already. It's, I think, 4 weeks in. The UFL, that season just ended, so there aren't a lot of options. But I will say for this kid, you ask talent evaluators about his talent, and they say, oh, he is clearly talented. He's got the arm, he's got the footwork, he's got the athleticism. It's really the decision making. There are a lot of teams who either don't have a QB or just want a shiny new toy, as one executive told me. So there is interest in the talent. But everything that comes with it, as far as the supplemental draft, if teams would have given up anything right now for him, that remains to be seen either way.
Yeah, there are those opportunities. I think Kmart would be a long shot. Again, if I'm this kid, man, just go chill out. Focus on your rehab. Get lost for a minute. I don't need to see your face. I don't need to hear about you for about 90 days. Focus on your addiction. Get better at that. Make sure that the opportunity, or when the opportunity comes about, you're ready to go. And then the second thing, your lawyer, Jeffrey Kessler, I get it. You've made a lot of noise by suing the NFL. Hey, big guy, if you want to be in the NFL in 2027, here's a little tip for you. Don't sue them before you get in the NFL. Tell the lawyer to go chill out, go play golf, drop the lawsuit, don't even think about a lawsuit. Go get your mental and physical health ready for 2027. Again, playing football right now shouldn't be the number one thing. I think, to your point, Kmart, he is a super talented kid, and the talent is enough right now. He doesn't need to go out and do anything until it comes time for pro days and Senior Bowl, if some of these all-star games. Just chill out right now, get lost, work on your addiction, because we've seen guys not play for an entire year and be drafted in the top 10.
Well, we'll see if there's another legal move coming. It's been a litigious spring already for Brendan Sorsby. To your point earlier, Kmart, the CFL is entering week 4 of its 21-week regular season, so they do have time if they were interested. Again, more to come on this story. But as we mentioned, with Tight End University having taken place earlier this week, we are doing a campus tour today on NFL Live with some tight ends. And we start with Econ 303, where the Falcons and Professor Kyle Pitts have resolved their dispute after the Falcons signed their tight end to a 3-year, $54 million deal, including $36 million guaranteed. Our Lindsey Theory caught up with Pitts at Tight End University to talk about his offseason and expectations for the Falcons.
It's been great. I would say it's a culture change in terms of every year. Every year is a new reset, but he's bringing, just the work is the work. And that's something he's been implementing into us, this OTAs and mini camps. So it's been great to see and excited to see how, we're taking this break off and going into camp.
As a go-to playmaker in that offense, obviously a connection with the quarterback is incredibly important. Competition between Michael Penix to Tagovailoa. How do you see that going?
I just want to catch the ball as many times as possible. It's cool to see. I mean, I've been in some people say quarterback carousel, so me seeing quarterback competition is cool. But to have two guys like that or peak competitors is great to see and great to play alongside them.
Back in 2021, Pitts posted the first 1,000-yard receiving season by a rookie tight end since Mike Ditka in 1961. But after that, it was 3 seasons of injuries and inconsistency in Atlanta before he was able to break out in a big way last season. Last year, he was second among tight ends in targets, catches, and receiving yards, trailing only Arizona's Trey McBride. Booger, when you look at the recent production from Pitts, the way he finished this past season, do you like this deal?
I like the deal. I don't love it. I like it because I think he's earned the right from a standpoint to get a new contract. Let's not forget, this contract pays you for what you're going to do, not what you've already done. I don't love it because I don't think the player has lived up to what we thought he was going to be. We thought he was going to be this matchup nightmare that was going to revolutionize the league. A tight end at 6'4", 6'5", 250 that could run 4.4. He was just going to be a matchup nightmare, and he just hasn't been that just yet. Yeah, he had his career year last year, which how many times have we seen a guy have a career year in a contract year? Well, how come you couldn't do that the previous 3 years when the contract year wasn't there? So again, I'm happy for Kyle Pitts Sr. He got his money. He's earned his money. I don't love it because I don't think the player has lived up to what he thought he was going to be, or what we thought he was going to be coming out of University of Florida.
All right, the big takeaway from what Booger said was he earned his money. Okay, continue, Dan.
Also, he's only 25 years old, so it may be that they're projecting ahead bigger things to come for Kyle Pitts. You heard him address, Kimberly, the quarterback competition in Atlanta. What do you know about that?
Did you hear how he was sort of like, hey, I don't know. I just
want
want to catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's it. But think about it. The number one thing to know in Atlanta is it's not really a quarterback competition because both guys aren't fully healthy. Michael Penix has done some 7-on-7 reps, but he also hasn't been cleared for team drills. Now, Tua Tagovailoa clearly has the advantage there, being that he's gotten the reps. But here's what I find most interesting about Atlanta, Dan and Booger, is the fact that when you look at talent, Michael Penix Jr. has a much better arm than Tua. However, there's more to a quarterback than just arm strength. So I really want to see when he's healthy how this shakes out. But right now, he hasn't been healthy enough to actually compete the way that the Falcons need him to.
He has not, and that was one of the big concerns about Michael Penix coming out in the draft, was his ability to stay healthy. 8 years in a row that the Falcons have missed the playoffs since they lost in the divisional round in 2017. New on NFL Live, more tight end news. Another tight end deal getting done. The Jaguars and tight end Brenton Strange have agreed to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to $48 million, with $25 million guaranteed. This according to his agents, Jim Ivler, J.R. Roggio, and John Persley.